won't waste anyone's time. All right, so Nick says that, okay, thanks to some courtroom silliness, I've been awake for a lot of hours, but I am home after a great trip in Vegas. Court was very absurd today. Was it absurd?
Yeah, because I am.
I will talk about it tomorrow. I mean, I'm going to press exit out on this one, chat. I'm going to press exit out. I said I would get my hearing, and I said how. It worked. LMAO. Things will finally be interesting. And he got 5 likes for that. That's nice. That's nice for him. Nick Recator posting in his YouTube account saying, Aaron knows he did get called a faggot in court today. That's a very funny thing for me. Now, this is not true, as I understand it.
I hadn't seen that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he
Maybe
has
he
some nerve.
Yeah, maybe he whispered it. Maybe he whispered it under his breath. So technically it's true. It's one of those Recator things. You never know, right? You never know.
Yeah.
Now, Nick was seething after the courtroom happened, obviously, because you can kind of tell how things are going for Nick based on his Twitter activity. And lo and behold, like clockwork, he started to seethe out on Twitter. Now, he did say, no, I am very busy and don't give a shit about it in regards to the courtroom situation. Now, he does comment on the courtroom situation later, but only when other law tubers get there first. Now, spoiler alert, Mrs. K, he was not very busy. He was not very busy. He spent... Nick is on a blazing seethe streak today with 55 tweets and replies in 4 hours. Oh my goodness. The chat's saying it's not true. It's not true. All right. Which brings us to the steel toe segment. Let me know if the audio is okay and everything, because I have been messing with the settings to try and fix everything. This is Aaron's account. And let me know if I need to pause it, and we'll see just how accurate he is. All right. Let us begin.
Then I get to court, and there's somebody there. I'm not going to say who it was.
Now, I guess we can assume that this is you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's nice of Aaron, though, to, like, you know, offer you a little bit of, you know, privacy.
Yeah. In the past, something happened where he talked about me when I didn't want to be talked about, and I confronted him about it. So he's doing better. He's doing better.
All right. So that first part is so far so good. Let me know if Aaron lies, because as I understand it, he lies about everything.
You know, in the past, he has exaggerated a few things, but from the clips I've seen about yesterday,
Well, I mean, the reality is that everybody like gilds literally a little bit to entertain. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
Somebody there, and they're writing something down, and there's a sentencing hearing going on before ours. And this person writes down on a pad, Nick verbally accosted me outside the courtroom.
Oh, so was this a note that you passed to Aaron? Is that what happened?
I was sitting in front of him and I wrote it and held it up, yeah, to where he could see it.
Oh, okay. So how far, like, how big is the courtroom, and like how far you're in the gallery and they're like sitting at the benches? Is that
It's
how
only 2 benches on each side.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nick and Kayla on the other, in the front seat of the other 2 benches. I was in the front on the left side, and Aaron and his lawyer sat behind me until they went up to their table when it was their turn.
Have you ever thought about maybe doing some like courtroom sketches next time you attend?
I can't draw.
That's okay. Nobody can. It's just
I can barely take notes.
Well, all right. I mean, I'm just saying that I'd be happy to see a little some stick figures or something about with, like, you know, little smell lines coming off of Nick or something like that.
And I'm like, damn, that's pretty fucked up. And that was an interesting way to start. And then, you know, lawyers going to chambers, all that stuff. Then we start. I'm not going to talk about any of the stuff once we started. All right. We're going to finish this thing up in June. Thank goodness.
All right. So a lot of this was behind closed doors. Is there anything you can tell us that perhaps is not in this clip, or if it comes up, do you want to just, you know, put up your hand and let us know?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're going to finish all the stuff from August. I'm really pumped about that. I'm really excited. After the hearing, it was a little weird. After the hearing was over, and this wasn't on the record, so I'm not going to talk about anything that happened on the record. After the hearing, a truly troubling thing happened. And between someone saying that, like, Nick verbally accosted them outside the courtroom, which is, and you know, the demons thing, it's just very odd behavior. He comes up behind my attorney as we're sitting there after everything's been adjourned. And as he's leaving, he turns around. And he can't help it. He goes up to my lawyer and he goes, you should look up. And he's like panicked. He's like, you should look up the statute on harassment and maybe take a CLE on it. And the judge is right there and he's looking at this, and everybody in the room is just going, fuck. And Brian, cool as a cucumber, he goes, I'm sorry, what was that? And he turns around as if Brian's being serious and he starts to go, you should look up the statute on harassment. And Brian goes, I'm just kidding. I heard you. And then he leaves.
Is that an accurate recounting of the story?
It is like, yes, exactly how it happened, except for they didn't have the view of him like stomping back to the door, swinging it open, and going to walk out. And when he said what, the lawyer said what, and he had to, turned around and marched back over there. They missed all of that because their back was to him, but that was hilarious.
Oh my goodness. I can picture it in my head. Did he do the thing where you put the like you make fists out of your hands, you push them down to your side and then do the stomp? Like literally like a
Yeah.
child?
Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. Like, was Nick always like this, or is it just like because of the rampant galaxy gas abuse destroying his brain, I wonder? Because this
I
is
don't
like
know. But when he went to turn around, he even did like a girl head flip, like a when he went to, yeah,
Oh, he's so zesty. Oh,
he is.
Obviously, this is all because his heart was broken by Aaron. We know that he pines for Aaron. I would suspect that this all ends with Aaron being murdered and Nick wearing his face so that he can do his own little steel toe show in his Boulder bunker. Very, very deranged stuff. I'd be careful around him because, you're out in the public. You got to be careful. He's a dangerous man if you're a woman, I suppose. But then again, he does have the body of Eugenia Cooney, so he's like a skeleton, xylophone start playing when he comes out the door. So you're probably fine.
He's starting to get a little more deranged. I wasn't, I was scared of him doxing me in the beginning, and I still am concerned about it, but uh, I am actually getting a little more concerned by his deranged behavior. He's just seeming a little more just on the edge of going postal more than he did in the past.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that his guns were taken away from him for probation, right? Because he could be very well a dangerous person if this doesn't go his way. Have you considered bringing someone with you to the courtroom just in case, like maybe a friend or something? Just it's buddy system, something like that.
I have that's how I had video that wasn't taken by me.
Oh, okay. Good idea. That's some smart move. We actually have potentially criminal Sean in the chat. It says, has Mama Kay tried to see if she can get the CCTV footage from the courthouse? Have you tried that?
Of what?
Or of anything that happens being accosted outside of the courtroom, I believe.
Yeah, that was outside. If they have some outside, that was, yeah, it wasn't right outside in the hallways.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could probably talk to Sean about this. He knows more about it than me, but I would assume that they have CCTV all around the courtroom and in the hallways. And if you can say, like, hey, this guy is, he's yelling at me. I'm just here as a public observer, well within my rights. And obviously, Nick has no problem with it because he does it too. But, like saying, like, look, I'm a little bit concerned about this. Could I just have this for my records in case I need to bring it up in a court proceeding or something? We also
I'll
have a
check
few
into
more
that.
questions. But yeah, that might be a good idea just to cover your bases.
Yeah, I'll check into that.
BobTube says with a 5, if Nick was in court, who was looking after his chocolate factory? Willy Wonka mofo. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, dear. He does dress like Willy Wonka, though. That is true. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Luther, the writer, he is the author of the Lolcows book. Did you get a quote in the book by chance?
We did not talk before he wrote the book, but since we have talked, and he even gave me a free copy.
Yeah,
So,
he's a nice guy.
yeah.
He sent me a free copy too. That is Lolcows on Amazon. I think they've got it on Audible. Audible audiobook and Kindle as well, I believe. Scarecrow says, our wife was there in the same room as a victimizer and at a con in honor of a victimizer. So stunning and brave.
Aaron's lawyer made sure to clarify with the judge that that's, an excused reason for them to be so close.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I could see them being at the court hearing, but going to flying to Vegas for a 3-day convention talking about Aaron seems a little bit odd in my opinion. All right, I'll try and cover these chats that are directed at you. I do have a question that I got off stream. It says, ask who was Nick's representative in court, because supposedly White is all kinds of injured. Other persons' cases were where he filed this for delays. Was Mr. White not in court today? Do you know?
Yeah, no, he wasn't there. It was the younger, heftier guy.
Okay. You can say he's fat if you want. That's okay. He's fat.
I don't usually use those
Oh.
kind of words, but it's funny. He was standing when he got called. The lawyers got called up to the bench, and he had his hand up on his hip, and you could see his pants were just like fall ready to fall down because because his
Oh,
belly was so big.
he forgot his suspenders?
No
His fat
suspenders, and
guy suspenders? Oh, no. Say that, sir.
yeah, it looked very, very unprofessional, and like the waistline was like rolled over even.
He has a gunted attorney? Is what you're telling me?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no. You think he'd be able to afford a better-looking attorney with all of daddy's money, but who knows?
I think maybe he had a weight loss surgery because he seemed to have lost a lot of weight just in a few months. So, and maybe that's why his clothes
Oh.
are he's like rolling up his waist. Maybe.
Maybe he might be hitting that Ozempic. Scarebro, who is also great coverage of the Rekieta story, says Nick has always been like this. He couldn't hold down a menial job at Wells Fargo, and Mummy and Daddy bought him a law firm instead of apprenticing. That's true. In fact, this is actually one of the details that I found interesting in Luther Morgan's book, Lolcows, available on Amazon, is that he talks about how it's very unusual for a fresh attorney with no experience to open their own firm rather than going apprenticing first, which would suggest that it was funded for by the grandparents' oil money, which does make perfect sense. All right, there's a little bit less of this Aaron clip, and then we'll get into your stuff, okay? Your clips on Twitter.
Strangest fucking thing, man. Really, really weird. Just a weird day of weird shit. But all in all, I'm very happy with how everything turned out. It's very odd behavior to like. I don't even know what that was. It's just it's a lack of control. And for
That's exactly what it is. It's an emotional control of a child, because that's what Nick has regressed to, whether through drug use or just because someone has said no to him finally in the first time in his life in the form of the government.
That's
But
it. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Hmm.
people asking, no, I did not get called a in court today.
All right.
Which is nice, I guess. That's kind of a I save people calling me for my own fans.
All right, I'm going to hit the like button on Alyssa Clips' channel. Alyssa did get a strike. We're going to go into the courting segment after Nick. Did you hear about this, Mrs. K?
Yeah.
That's
I don't know much about the quartering, but I did ask her about that too.
Mhm.
We need to support Alyssa. She's the best.
Yeah, she's great. All right, so this is your Twitter, Timid Tiger, or a Timid Tiger on Twitter. And it says, this is a busy time for me. Yesterday was no different, but thankfully I was able to make it to the Nick and Aaron's hearing. I've been trying to make a video about it, unfortunately, but haven't been able to make one I'm happy with. Public speaking is not my thing. You're doing great, I think. Right, chat? I think so.
Thanks. I think I do okay if I have a big personality that can help, guide me.
Now you're calling me fat? Unbelievable. I'm not a big person. Just kidding. All right. So for now, here's a brief update. When I first got there, I was walking towards the courtroom. I looked up and I saw Nick and Kayla crossing the road in front of me. Did you sense their evil aura, like the spooky dark aura that Nick sometimes has around him, the stink lines as they were?
Yeah, and they're getting bigger. They're getting
Oh,
bigger
really?
than they used to be. Yeah.
So he's getting fat too,
Yeah.
without their cocaine helping him out. As soon as Nick saw me, he yelled, "You need to get a hobby, you stupid. See you next Tuesday," or something to that effect. And then you yelled back, "You mean a hobby? Like going to a hate convention like Hackamania?" Oh, sounds like you're getting a bit more emboldened. Now, I would caution you, because I do love the in courtroom reporting, but like I said, Nick is very unhinged, and I don't want to see you becoming a part of the story. I think you want to remain like an impartial observer. But that's a fun little jab to throw at him, though.
The word trigger gets thrown around too much, but he does trigger me in the literal medical sense of the word. And
Mhm.
I do need to watch it. And like my profile says, I'm timid until provoked. And once I'm provoked, I turn into that tiger. So
Oh, the deepest
yeah.
law. Interesting. All right, so when you got upstairs, I looked down the street and saw Nick and Kayla walking over by my vehicle for some reason. What?
Yep.
Was that what happened?
Yep.
And that was the opposite direction that they had been walking before. As for the hearing itself, unfortunately, a lot of discussions were held behind closed doors, but there were still a few interesting moments to talk about. Some puzzling info. questions regarding Melton's doctor's note. Now, I don't know very much about this because I'm not really into the Boulderverse. Sorry, the Devilverse. But I heard that Melton had a fake doctor's note from some guy that's like a streamer. Is that? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I thought I had my notebook here. I've got to grab that because I have the doctor's name and where he's from. He's from Tennessee. So
What?
why does he have a doctor from Tennessee's note? Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, I'll just
Where
go
is,
through these. No
okay,
worries. I'll just mute your camera just for the moment, okay?
thanks.
Actually, how do I do that? I'll just remove. There we go. I'll just remove it like that. Okay. Discussions that would most likely never have happened if he hadn't lashed out at Aaron's lawyer in front of a judge. I had a particularly humorous view of that tantrum, by the way, as she has stated. All right, she's back now. I just wanted to make sure there was no like oopsie daisies. You know, sometimes like one time on my stream, I tried to pick up a book and people screenshotted that. It was very unfortunate for me.
Oh, thank you.
No worries, no worries. Just looking out for you. Let's see. Hope to fill in everyone the details soon, which you are now. Here is a video of them coming out of the courthouse. This video was not taken by me. At around 19 seconds, you can faintly hear Nick having another outburst, yelling at me again. I started walking towards them saying, "What?" They ran off with no response. Let's take a look. I tried to hear this. I couldn't hear what they were saying. It looks like this is taken from inside a car. So that's probably muffling the sound.
Yeah,
But
the windows are up.
all right, let's see. Oh, they do have a bit of a portly lawyer, don't they?
Yeah.
So this is the point around here when Nick starts yelling at you? Now,
You'll
where are
you'll
you? Oh, go on.
I am behind his car across the street, and when you
Oh,
see
down
his
this way?
nope, over there across the street. You'll see his lawyer jerk his head over and look at me right when Nick uh yells at me, and then the lawyer takes off.
Oh, okay. I see at this point. Yeah, I tried to pick the volume on next one.
There, right there.
Oh, wait, no, wait. He did. Wait, I think he said called you a dumb bitch.
He did.
Yeah, I can hear it very faintly. Yeah, he does. He definitely calls you a dumb bitch. Child.
And the lawyer
Like,
just walks off.
yeah, he doesn't want to be associated with this. Why does he see that you so much? It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because all you do is show up and watch things. I mean,
Yeah, it's really hypocritical that he uses that. I think the real reason is he knows that I see the person he is under the mask, and I think I intimidate him. I
well,
really
he
do.
is intimidated by women. That's why he gets aggressive around them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think there is something about me that triggers him.
Well, maybe Sean has the right over here. One of Nick's hobbies is bullying women.
Yeah. He takes his power, you know, the his feelings of power any way he can get it, and I guess that's an easy way for him.
Mm-hmm. All right, you can see it. Now, I've heard some recounts that the Rustang has got some dents in it. Can you comment on that? Is there some damages into the bodywork?
Yeah, that back panel is dented.
Yeah. Right after that, I recorded him pulling out of his muscle car. Let me know in the comments if you think his car. What do you think his car sounded like? Now, I don't know much about cars, but people are telling me that this car sounds like it is under duress. But I can definitely see like some reflections. It looks like something's happened right here.
Yes, that whole back panel is all dented.
He's he's dented. It's dented. Yes, he is.
Yeah, it does not sound like it's running on all its cylinders.
Okay.
And I said that the first time before I had video of it. I told people, to me, it sounds like it deeper and more like a muscle car in the video. In person, to me, it sounds like an Asian motorcycle, like the rice burner.
Yeah, I get a bunch of those running past my house. Now, I'm gonna try and jump out real quick to try and fix these camera issues. If not, then I'll just bear it. So, do you want to tell us?
Brought up the doctor's note. They were the lawyer. Sorry, gotta find the exact spot. The lawyer, Nick's lawyer, presented it, and then Aaron's lawyer said he doubted its I think he said veracity or something like that, because yes, veracity. He looked up the doctor. The doctor is a real doctor, but the address connected to that doctor leads to a UPS store. And so he is, he said, I doubt it's legitimacy because of that. And this
Very strange.
doctor is in Kingsport, Tennessee, and his name is
Well, wait,
Baumrecker,
don't give out
Dr.
like
Baumrecker, I think.
don't give out too much information about things.
Yeah, so
you know?
it's very suspicious. And then the judge said, well, he said something like, I find it interesting or something that he was able to work this conference, and he was well enough to do that, but he wasn't well enough to come to court. And so, yeah, he didn't like that. And he said he was confused about that. And when
It is
the
very
judge
suspicious,
says,
right?
when the judge said that, then Nick's lawyer, Melton's lawyer, he started stuttering when he was asked about that. He didn't know how to answer. He
Not
just
the
stuttered.
stuttering
And they
portly
said that they needed a
lawyer.
motion to
Oh, my.
amend the HRO, and that they can't go forward with Melton until that is done or something like that.
Now, I think that this
So,
is all going to be settled in June, as I understand it. So,
right after that, the judge called both lawyers up to the bench, and when they got back, Nick interrupted, and he asked if they were still on the record, and the judge said yes. And then the judge said, but he's going to update you on what just happened. And Nick interrupted the judge and asked for a recess, and the judge allowed it. So,
oh,
and about
that's
this
like
time, my
disastrous to be
freaking
on
pen
the
stopped
thing.
working. So I only got about, like, I'd write a few words, then it'd stop working, and then I'd have to do like the scribble thing. And I need to take a backup pen next time, because that was really annoying. I wasn't able to get everything after that point.
Apparently, I'm muted. That's what people are saying. Can you hear me? Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to read chat. Yeah, I can't hear you, meme. Yeah.
Oh. Going forward. But it's legit, it's not me, chat. Nico says, who was Nick's lawyer? It was the younger, more portly man. And Stop Most of the Two says he was Felted. All right, there we go. We caught up to everything. Was that the entire accounts of the day?
What was the other thing in my tweet? There was something else I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, go for it.
I gotta check my tweet. What was it?
Melanie Mack is trying to go on.
Okay, so yeah, I haven't gone into so after Nick left and everybody was standing around looking at each other after his outburst, I took that opportunity to go up to Aaron's lawyer, and the judge is still standing up there within earshot, and I asked him his professional advice on what I should do about Nick's harassment of me. And I explained some of his actions recently, and he gave me his business card and suggested I may need to get an HRO also. And
I think that would be a good idea. Just especially if you can get the CCTV footage. Maybe message someone like Sean. I'm sure he'd be willing to maybe give you a little bit of advice for a fairly reasonable price of maybe just a subscription to his. No, I'm not going to put Sean on the spot there, but yeah, just in case, it might be a good idea. Also, it'd be very funny.
yeah,
which is the primary reason I suggested.
will I be able to report on his?
Well, I think if you did get one, it would probably be unusual for you to go watch his court things. So maybe if you get somebody else to do that, or if you, I guess you just wouldn't be able to get it in that case.
The only thing is that would give him my address, and I don't want him to dox me. even
Mhm.
behind the scenes dox
I
me.
think he's
And
already working on it since it looks like they were, like, trying to get your license plate, and then if it was your car that was there, then he could just go down to the DMV and, like, probably get it very easily.
well, and he had Art the Clown and Moody trying to find out information about me on Reddit before, and they tried to say they were gonna make a documentary or something about the situation to try to get away from the doxing, because I tried to report it um, as a doxing thing, and they denied. They left it up. But anyway, yeah, he is using other people to try to get information about me, and they were asking for information about my trauma specifically,
That's
and
some
that
just by the way,
is the
can the
reason
chat hear me? Just let me check again. Can you hear me?
I'm extra scared of being doxxed. Why it holds more power than most, because once my name gets out there, people are going to be able to dig into court records and find whole transcripts of a trial I testified in. Um, and I can just picture Nick getting a hold of those transcripts and reading them out. Like, I literally started having PTSD nightmares about this possibility. And like, nightmares every night that he was doing this, reading these court transcripts out on his show. And, you know, it, it holds more power than most, because I know it it's easily. I know I can't hear you.
Okay. Alright, so I think that, like, the stream's gonna be pretty scuffed. Unfortunately, for some reason, the audio is not being